Hey guys, AGYT Abbott here, and welcome back to another video. This is going to be my movie review for Wonder Woman 1984. I've been looking forward to this film for a long time, so I'm definitely ready to get into it. If you have not seen Wonder Woman 1984, this review will contain spoilers. So, my goodness, we're ending this year off with an epic superhero film. And I'll just get off, right off the bat. People have been really hating this film. It currently has like a 60-something on Rotten Tomatoes. It's not doing good in the critics' eye. It has a 65 on the tomato meter and a 70. I mean, it has 73 for the audience score, but man, 65 for tomato meter just seems yikes. But, honestly, I feel like this film, definitely succeeded in what it was trying to do, and I'm gonna get this off my chest right off the bat. I definitely enjoyed myself with this movie. I was completely invested the entire time. It was a great watch. That being said, it's not the perfect DC movie. There's a few flaws. So, Wonder Woman 1984 is basically Diana is, just chilling in 1984, and basically she has like all of her powers and stuff, and kind of like lays low and saves people occasionally. Basically she's being Wonder Woman, kind of secretly. She has to like really face all of her, her past and everything when she has to square off against a evil, oil banker man guy called Maxwell Lord, played by Pedro Pascal, and the Cheetah. We'll get to her later. But yeah, it's like 2 hours and 31 minutes, and it definitely. I mean, I didn't feel bored at all at any time. The emotion is handled extremely well in this movie. Chris Pine returns, of course, as Steve Trevor, because basically in the plot there is a stone that Maxwell Lord gets his hands on, but before he gets his hands on it, Diana, doesn't exactly know that the stone grants wishes yet, but it grants the wish that she wishes that Steve Trevor was back in her life. So, sure enough, he comes back in her life, but, of course, it is like the monkey's paw, which they reference in the film. It comes with a price, so, of course, Steve is brought back, but Diana loses some of her powers, which is the downside of that. And Maxwell Lord and Cheetah get their hands on it, but honestly, I don't think Cheetah was needed in this movie, because basically, so Cheetah is played by Kristen Wiig, and she was good. There's nothing wrong with the cast in this film. That's for sure. They all put forward their best effort. They all get some laughs. They are all very well done. I mean, for like that third act, I mean, I don't know. For some reason, it felt like Gal Gadot wasn't entirely like in it like she was in the first film. And then like the third act, she's making like this huge speech to Pedro Pascal's character, Maxwell Lord, and it kind of just seems like she's reading the lines off the script just casually. But I don't know. Maybe it was just a rough day. I don't know. But if there was any like shining star that came out of this, it is the villain, Maxwell Lord, not Cheetah. because Cheetah is done really bad. I did not enjoy Cheetah. I enjoyed Kristen Wiig's performance. That's about the only thing I enjoyed about Cheetah. Basically, she's this woman that's been kind of put down her whole life. You know, people don't really notice her. She becomes friends with Diana, and she wishes for, to be just like Diana with the stone, and, in turn she kind of loses herself. But I mean, it didn't really make sense for her motivation against Diana, because Diana is trying to, find a way to stop Pedro Pascal, of course. But, there's a scene where they are, talking about how they can stop him, and, Steve brings up, you have to renounce your wishes, or you have to destroy Maxwell Lord, and, Cheetah is like, no, we cannot do that, there has to be another way, and even Diana agrees with her, right? So there you go, so Diana and Cheetah are on the same page, but then that's the last scene we get with them until the next scene where Diana and Cheetah have to fight. Cheetah attacks, but there was just no motivation for that, because Diana wasn't trying to renounce the wishes and stuff like that. I don't know, that kind of seemed out of left field, but, and then the CGI for Cheetah, when she becomes the actual, like, full-blown Cheetah, creature, it was not good. I don't know, this film seems like it needs a rewrite, to be honest with you. It is, it's a little messy in some areas. The tone, I don't know, I guess, cause it's a sequel, they wanted to do something different. It's kind of like a sequel plague, where they feel like they have to do something completely, different than the first one. So whereas the first Wonder Woman, we get some epic war stuff, it's her origin. This one is kind of just the complete opposite. They do, because ever since like Suicide Squad, I believe, is when they were starting to make that turn, and after Justice League, that's when they really started to make that turn towards like comedy. Because Aquaman has lots of comedy. Shazam is like almost full-blown comedy. Of course, minus some of the emotion. Wonder Woman 1984, even though there are some big moments that tug at the heartstrings, mainly one for me, that was probably my highlight of the film, my favorite part, other than the fights, because the fights are incredible in this. It feels mainly like a comedy. It just didn't feel the tone of Wonder Woman. I get that they were trying to do something neat because it's, the 80s, so that's probably something to do. It's like, hey, the 80s, let's do this. It's cool they were doing that back in the 80s, and it seems like people are acting like they're in just, like, I don't know, it feels like they're acting in a 90s or an 80s movie. It feels like some of them are like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. They're like, whoa! Or I believe Doug Walker touched on this in his review of the film. It feels like everyone's like in a Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie. Or maybe some of the early X-Men films. Those. It feels like the kookiness of that. Like there's a scene where Diana saves this little girl in a mall, and then like she winks at the little girl, and the little girl winks back, and it's like kind of like cartoony-ish feel. But one thing that definitely didn't disappoint or feel wacky was the music. Hans Zimmer, man, you just kill it with the music, dude. You were awesome. It fits so well. It blends. It makes you feel stuff at the right moments. It's great. But my favorite moment, hands down, it was very emotional. Basically, Diana has to come face facts that she has to renounce her wish in order to bring some order to the world, and in order to give her her powers back, to help people. And Steve is like, there's a big beautiful world out there for you. You have to go out there and you save those people, because Diana's sitting there. She's like, I'll never love again. Saying goodbye to him. It's so emotional. It hurts. Because Chris Pine and Gal Gadot sell this relationship very well. That is one of the highlights of the first film, and that is a highlight of this film for sure. But yeah, and then she has to run off. And he yells, he's like, I'll always love you, Diana, and, she's like, I love you too, and then she runs off, launches her, it's a shot from the trailer where she, uses the lasso, just goes off, and she's like, yeah, yells, and dude, it is, when she is flying, because she has her powers back with the lasso, the armor, and and the score for that scene is breathtaking. And then of course she gets this armor, which is from she tells like Steve this story of a Amazon hero that protected her people, made sure they could get to Themyscira, but had to stay behind and died. Fighting off this group of rowdy guys, and she died. But her armor, Diana uses the armor, which is the gold armor with the wings. The wings didn't do a whole lot, to be honest, because the wings just get absolutely destroyed by the cheetah's claws. But Cheetah is taken out pretty easily. They do some flying around on like electrical wires, and then they get into the water, which was kind of stupid on both of their parts, because they could just easily get electrocuted. But Diana, she tries to get the cheetah to Barbara, aka Barbara, to get her to renounce the wish, but she won't, so she just electrocutes her. But Pedro Pascal makes a wish, Maxwell Lord. He makes a wish to be the stone, so people can pretty much just tell him that they wish for something, and then he will grant it. It takes a big toll on him, because as the film goes through, like whenever he grants someone's wish, you see his eyes start getting kind of bloodshot, and he'll start bleeding a little bit from the nose, and he'll get headaches and stuff, and he'll be shaking and just be really he'll be really tense. I thought that was a nice little touch there. But Pedro Pascal really killed it. He was a definite good part of this film. I really enjoyed every single thing about his story, including his son. I thought they were gonna go really far, where once he wishes to become the stone, he loses his son. That would have been very dark for that. But no, his son is actually what convinces him to renounce his wish, because he has so much power. He gets power from Ronald Reagan in this, because he visits the president, and he gets his power from Ronald Reagan, and gets power from literally everyone that makes wishes, because whenever he grants a wish, he'll be like, alright, in return, I will take this, and this, and this. He gets a bunch of the oil preserves. He takes over a bunch of oil companies, hires a bunch of employees. He, like I said, he gets the presidential power. He's just got power galore, But it all comes crashing down, because it's a huge conflict happening with the world. Basically, there's missiles being launched, and his son is wandering around. He's like, Dad, I wish you were here, and Pedro Pascal is hearing this, Maxwell Lord is hearing this, and he's like, Alistair, I think his son's name is. He's like, Alistair, he's like, I renounce my wish. But, dude, Pedro Pascal was so just awesome, because his performance is just so power hungry. He's like, why would I ever renounce my wish? No one can stop me. He's like, the world belongs to me. Oh man, I mean, absolutely sells, you know, that greedy, insane, insane man that, you know, will do anything to get what he wants. But yeah, the trailer made it seem like he was gonna be the side villain and Cheetah was the main villain, but nah, Cheetah is probably in maybe like 15 to 30 minutes, like 15 to 20 minutes of this. She's probably in it, but Maxwell Lord is in it for way longer than that. He's probably in it for at least half. You know, we get every once in a while we check in with Cheetah and what's going on with her. Which, I mean, it was kind of interesting to see the different transitions, because as the film goes on, her outfit gets more and more, you know, cheetah-fied, because she starts off with, like, this dress, and then she gets, like, cheetah, like, high-heeled, like, cheetah-colored, like, high heels and stuff, and then she gets, like, a cheetah scarf, and then she comes in, and she's got, like, a cheetah, like, fuzzy, like, vest and stuff, you know, and she becomes that full cheetah near the end, which, I mean, didn't look that good. Yikes. But yeah, thinking of anything else to touch on. But, oh yeah, the ending. So, the ending, Wonder Woman, of course, gets, Maxwell Lord to, you know, renounce his wish. But I guess it seemed like a happy ending for him, but we know it's not, because, you know, at the beginning of the film he's having all these troubles with not finding oil and stuff like that. It's kind of setting him in a bad place near the end, but we'll just go with the fact that he has a good happy ending. But, the cheetah, we don't actually see her again, after. We don't get to see her after the big fight, and after everyone renounces her wish. The after credits, actually. Yeah, the after credits. Fantastic. The after credits scene was very entertaining. I almost forgot to even touch on that. And then Wonder Woman, because I forgot to mention this. So when Steve Trevor, you know, finds her, basically he, to everyone else, I guess, looks like this normal guy, you know, this, like, standard guy that, like, I guess, I don't know how exactly that works, but when Steve was brought back, he takes the place of this guy, this random guy that lives in this place, but yeah, he takes the place of that guy, and I guess to everyone else they see that guy, but, you know, for Diana, she sees Steve. But at the end, the guy that Steve replaced walks up to Diana, you know, and he just talks to her, you know, possibly, maybe teasing a relationship there. Wonder Woman 3 has been confirmed to be, you know, in the works, you know, with Patty Jenkins returning to write. I mean, Patty Jenkins, don't get me wrong, she was fantastic with Wonder Woman, the first one, but I feel like this one should have gone through at least, like, one more rewrite, or something. Some things in the script should have been changed. And I mean, I felt like there needs to be some purpose to this film. The film was missing a purpose for being made. I mean, it was cool to see Diana fighting crime in the 80s, sure. But, I mean, what was the point of all of it? It just didn't feel needed. You know, all the other DC films, I mean, except, like, Suicide Squad, I guess, maybe, feel pretty needed. You know, because with Man of Steel, you get, you know, Superman. You know, Batman v Superman, you get, you know, the introduction of Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman, you get Wonder Woman. You know, Aquaman, you get Aquaman. And then, you know, Shazam, you get Shazam. Justice League, you get the combination of all these heroes. Superman gets brought back, and then with Birds of Prey, you get the formation of the Birds of Prey. But this film just felt like it was just completely meaningless, to be honest. I mean, what do we have going for us in the DCEU now because of it? I mean, we have knowledge of Wonder Woman. No, I mean, there's just really nothing that we got out of it, to be honest. I don't know, it felt kind of pointless, but nonetheless, I would still give Wonder Woman 1984 a 9, maybe an 8.5, I don't know. It'll go back and forth in my mind. It's very high up there for this year, though, because I did really enjoy it still. I mean, all the films on the 2020 list have flaws. You know, there's not a film without a flaw, I'm pretty sure. Unless we're talking about Joker. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, we'll just have to see where it lands on the 2020 list. That'll be coming soon once I finish watching Soul and a few other ones I have to get to. But yeah, thank you guys very much for watching this video. Let me know what you guys thought of Wonder Woman 1984 down in the comment section below, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.